immortal Hulk Hogan, a 12-time world champion and an in-ring career spanning over 25 years, 6-time WWE champ, 6-time WCW champ, leader of the most iconic stable of all time, Hulkamania, runs wild in the 1 seed tonight. Daniel Bryan, 4-time WWE champion and 1-time world heavyweight champion for a combined 5 world title reigns, founding father of Ring of Honor Wrestling, and the man who unified the Ring of Honor World and Pure titles. The underdog, as always, the 64 seed. One man will move on, the other will go home. It's the opening match of the Tourney of the Goats, and it starts right now. Folks, this is it. My name is Max Whitman. This is the Book It Better Tourney of the Goats. Match number 1, episode number 1, seed number 1, introducing first from Florida. I think he's from Hollywood, Florida. No, that's Dolph Ziggler. I don't know where Hulk Hogan's from. He's from Florida somewhere. He is the immortal. He is Hulkamania. He is professional wrestling. It's Hulk Hogan and his opponent, the Yes Man, or the No Man, or the Earth Man, depending on the era you watched him from. He is the perennial underdog, and he is the underdog tonight, folks. Make no bones about it. He is the 64 seed. It's Daniel Bryan. Folks, as always, welcoming you here tonight. This is tournament match number 1. I'm not so great at actually commentating, so I'm probably just going to do a little talking through this. We'll do a little bit of assessment of the match as it goes on. Fire Pro is a little difficult to actually commentate directly on, because it doesn't exactly play like a traditional wrestling match, and you get a whole shit ton of lockups and stuff. So we're not gonna commentate every collar and elbow tie up. But folks, welcome to the show. I'm excited to finally get this going, get this on the rails. We'll have, Brian hits a nice suplex there. We'll be doing one episode every day of the week till this is done. There'll be 2 matches per episode. And this is our first. This is Daniel Bryan, Hulk Hogan. So, interesting thing about this match, from all the predictions, we've had 25 predictions come in so far, bracket predictions. The brackets are split right down the middle on this. So, it's Daniel Bryan go for the cover here, not even a 1 count. Brackets are split pretty much right down the middle here, so about 12 or so brackets have Daniel Bryan winning, and then about 9 or 10 have Hogan in the Sweet 16. So really arguably a matchup that should have probably happened later on in the tournament, but this is how the seeds came out. Bryan drew that final seed, and it was actually more of an accident more than anything. I had only put in 62, and Bryan just didn't quite make that cut. I realized that I needed 64, not 62, added Daniel Bryan and the Ultimate Warrior. Arguably, Warrior should have been the 64 seed, but it ended up being Bryan, and it makes for a hell of a first match. Bryan Hogan. Hogan could legitimately lose this match. We could legitimately see an upset here, because Daniel Bryan is not your typical, he's not your typical number 64 seed. But we'll see. We'll see it. Bryan whipping Hogan into the corner here. Bryan's going to have to keep this match moving, keep the pace moving, stay quick. He needs to wrestle Hogan. He can't beat Hogan as we hit the 5-minute mark here. And there's the yes kicks. He can't. He's got to wrestle Hogan. He's not going to outstrength him. He's not going to win on strength here. Hogan has a distinct advantage in the strength department, a distinct advantage in the size department. Bryan's going to have to wrestle. He's going to have to keep moving, and keep things, keep the action going. He's got to tire Hogan out, move around the ring, focus on the legs, focus on suplexes and actual wrestling. If he gets into a brawl with Hogan, he's going to lose. Hogan with a nice shoulder tackle there. I feel like the Joey Styles of Book It Better right now. I'm doing this on my own here, commentating this on my own. A little bit of a freeze in the action here. There we go, we're back. I got a little lag on my screen here. I don't know if that'll show up in the video. But a little bit of lag on my screen here. But Hogan into the corner, pounding away to the jaw with just closed right hands. Come on, referee. Mr. Judgment over there. Got to get in there. That's Mr. Judgment, folks. That is our Book It Better referee, Mr. Judgment. Oh, Hogan, a little tone calling for it here. Bryan to his feet. Oh, and a dropkick to the knee. That's exactly what we're talking about. Bryan has to focus on the leg. And we're back with this submission here again. Trying to tap out Hogan. Could you imagine if Daniel Bryan taps out Hulk Hogan in the first round? Ooh, a little tap to the face, a little love tap right back to that leg. Bryan has a strategy, a clear strategy. You know, I gotta say, just completely off the topic of commentary here for a minute. I do like it. One thing Fire Pro does very, very well that other wrestling games don't, games like 2K don't do well, is you actually can see a clear strategy a lot of times with the AI. The AI produces good, solid, actual strategy in the ring. Oh, it's running dropkick. It may have been a knee there, actually. 1, 2. Into the cover. As I was saying, it produces an actual strategy. Like, you'll see Daniel Bryan focusing on the leg here. Focusing on slowing them out, or rather on keeping the pace quick. He's trying to move around quite a bit. And I think Fire Pro does a good job of that, of actually producing a psychologically a good match, a good realistic sort of match. Trying to get Hogan to tap here. I was just about to say, Hogan better get it together, because Bryan's going to win his match. There's the big boot. If Hogan doesn't get it together soon, Bryan's going to win his match. It's been mostly Daniel Bryan so far. So bear with me, folks. I'm by myself here, as we talked about earlier. I'm by myself doing the commentary, so there will be a few long plays. We go with the cover. 1, 2, and 3. Oh, 2.9. 2.9. Bryan just able to get the shoulder up. A near fall there for Hogan. But as I was saying, I am here by myself doing the commentary, so there will be some some stretches of silence. As I run out of things to talk about, so I will let you just enjoy most of the match here. Bryan in the cover. 1, 2, and 3. Oh, we got a kick out on 2. One thing I don't. Oh, here comes a big boot. Oh no, big running with an elbow, running elbow. Can't tell if that was a clothesline or an elbow. Look at that, Bryan calling for an end. Ooh, yes kicks to the back. Bam! Whammy! I think maybe I should call this match in like the style of like an old time. Oh! Paying homage to the great Chris Benoit for the cover. Got a 2 count and a 2.9. Maybe I'll pay homage to some of the older 1970s commentators. Excuse me, I'm yawning here. I ended up had to work till 3 a.m. yesterday. I got stuck at the night shift, called in sick, and I got stuck. So, oh, and he rolls him up. 1, 2, and 3. Oh my goodness, that's 3 2.9 counts so far. And a big right hand from Hogan. Right hand after right hand after right hand. Hogan hits the ropes, hits that running elbow, goes for the cover. 1, 2, and 3. That's your ball game, folks. Hulk Hogan will advance in the Tourney of the Goats. Hulk Hogan, the #1 seed. eliminating Daniel Bryan. Oh, it's Hogan. No, don't do this. Oh, come on, Hogan. Scores a 92. Good, solid match. And that's it, folks. Daniel Bryan out, Hulk Hogan in, and we are on to match number 2. This is Gory Guerrero, Mexican legend and lucha libre icon. Uncle of Eddie Guerrero, I think, maybe grandfather, I don't know, I didn't look up the statistics. His opponent is this fat guy from Japan, Riki Choshu. I apologize, folks, he's not a fat man, he's beefy, he is a Japanese legend. If I'm being honest, I don't know much about him, folks, I didn't look up the stats. I'm an American wrestling fan, new to Japanese wrestling. Let's pass it off to Max Whitman as Gory Guerrero takes on Riki Choshu. Well, thank you very much. Max Whitman right back here with you. I don't know who that ring announcer is, but he's terrible. Literally calling Riki Choshu a fat man from Japan. He's not a fat man. He's the revolution. Riki Choshu. Riki, a Japanese legend. I'll give you a little bit of a... getting his start in All Japan Pro Wrestling, but most well-known for New Japan Pro Wrestling. 3-time IWGP Heavyweight Champion, 3-time IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Champion. He is an NWA North American Tag Team Champion as well, and he was the winner of the 1996 G1 Classic. On the other side, we have Gory Guerrero. Gory Guerrero, real name Salvador Guerrero Quesada. Premier Hispanic wrestler. Really one of the founding fathers of Lucha Libre. Born in 1921. But yes, a professional wrestling career spanning, debuted in 1937, retired in 1985. So, let me pull up a list of Gory Guerrero's accomplishments here. Admittedly, a lot of the Japanese legends and almost all of the Lucha Libre guys, I'm not going to know a lot about them. I'm a fairly new New Japan fan, and I watch almost no Lucha Libre, so I am going to be a little bit off on my commentary on the Japanese legends and the Lucha Libre guys is going to be completely off. Gory Guerrero, NWA World Light Heavyweight Champion 2 times, NWA World Welterweight Champion 1 time, World Middleweight Champion 1 time, and the 1943 Rookie of the Year in the Empresa Mexicana de la Lucha Libre. NWA Pacific Northwest Tag Team Champion. So quite a bit of it's Gory Guerrero, arguably the patriarch of the Guerrero family. He's not Eddie Guerrero's uncle, as our ring announcer, as our hype man said. That man knows nothing. We don't even know his name. We'll call him Pete. That's Pete. It's my cousin Pete Whitman. But no, Gory is, he's not Eddie's uncle. He is Eddie's father. Is he Eddie's father? He's Eddie Guerrero's father. Look at that. Yeah, it's Eddie Guerrero's father. So he's not Eddie Guerrero's uncle. He's Eddie Guerrero's father, Gory Guerrero. Shows how much I know. Admittedly, folks, like I said, in an effort to open this tournament up to the... Riki with the cover. That ain't gonna do it. Not a chance. In an effort to open, I really wanted this tournament to be a tournament of the GOATs, right? I didn't want this to just be... an American tournament, right? The greatest WWF wrestler of all time. Oh, a sit-down powerbomb by Gory. Get him just a 1 count. I didn't want this to just be a best of the WWF, best of WWF, WCW. I didn't want it to be best North American workers. I really, really wanted it to be the greatest in the world. Gory with the cover, that's not going to do it. Nope. I really wanted this to be a best in the world tournament. I really wanted it to feel that way. I wanted it to be, you know, the best in the world. And in order to do that, I'd take some suggestions on specifically on Lucha Libre legends. Japanese wrestling, I'm getting into it now, as Choshu locks in the sharpshooter. I'm getting into Japanese wrestling now. I know today's Japanese wrestlers, and I know the big names, the Antonio Inakis, you know, Mitsuharu Misawa, all those guys. But the real true Japanese legends outside of Japan, AJPW, I don't really know a whole lot about, and I know literally nothing about Lucha Libre, even modern day Lucha Libre. But certainly I know nothing about classic Lucha Libre legends and founding fathers and that kind of stuff. So bear with me here if I don't know, if I can't give a lot of commentary on certain performers that are in this tournament. It's simply because I don't really know them all that much, and but it was important to me to get them in there and have them be represented in this tournament. If I really wanted to call it a greatest of all time tournament, I really felt like Lucha Libre had to be represented in that. So bear with me. I'm doing a little bit of research and watching some of these guys' stuff, and that's one thing that this tournament has really done for me. Is I've ended up you know, you see a guy like Gory Guerrero or Blue Demon is a perfect example. Blue Demon is a guy that I really never even heard of. I saw him once on Lucha Underground. The same thing for the Great Sasuke. The only experience I had with Great Sasuke was I think he was in the 1993 Royal Rumble, maybe 1994 Royal Rumble, something like that. And essentially as a jobber, I had no idea that Great Sasuke was literally a Japanese legend in the junior heavyweight division. So what it has done for me is it's definitely expanded my palate, so to speak, and I've been able to watch some of these guys' matches and experience some of these guys, and it's kind of expanded my horizons a little bit. But in terms of commentary and actually giving any information on these guys, oh, that's a hell of a flip. It's a hell of a back body drop there. In terms of actually giving some information on these guys, I'm going to be a little bit lighter on the Lucha Libre guys. Almost non-existent. Oh, and the suplex all the way out of the ring. Mr. Judgment will start that count. It is a 20 count. We are wrestling under Japanese rules, and Gory's got a weapon in his hand. Oh, it's a kendo stick. Gory brings the kendo stick into the ring. Ref's going to count him for it. And belly-to-belly suplex onto the kendo stick. I don't really know if that's going to have all that much of an effect. But to go back to my point, so my commentary on the Mexican wrestlers is going to be a little bit less, a little bit subpar, and I'm probably going to sound like an idiot, but we'll try and make it funny, we'll try and make it enjoyable, we'll try and go with it a little bit, you know, and we'll have Pete Whitman to add a little bit of, maybe I should, you know, maybe I should introduce Pete, be Max and Pete Whitman, and I'll play both characters at the commentary booth. Hell, I could pay tribute to Brockman. I could have like an old 70s announcer like that. Gory Guerrero at the top rope, in for the cover. And Gory with the kicks to Riki Choshu. Oh, we're going to have a slap fight. Slap to the face. Uppercut to the chin. Slap to the face. Uppercut to the chin. Calls for the dead man. Oh, the drop kick right to the face of Gory Guerrero. Riki's going to lock up with it here in the center of the ring here. Elbow to the back. That'll break your spine. Maybe do that a little bit of like an old time thing. I don't know. But so Riki, oh, and a huge clothesline. That could do it. That lariat could do it. Oh, 2.9. 2.9. I thought we had it. Choshu drops the. Choshu's building steam here. This is gonna. I think. Oh no, maybe not. Guerrero to the top, dropping that elbow right. He elbowed him in the dick. That's an elbow to the dick. He's not going to be having any baby Rikis anytime soon, isn't he, Max? No, he's not. No, he's definitely not. Yeah, next episode, maybe I'll try commentating both. I'll have two commentators. I'll play both roles. I need a character. Oh, whips him straight out of the ring. Yeah, that's gonna be my goal. Next match. Who's the next match? It's I don't know who the next match is. I gotta look up, I gotta check out who episode 2 is gonna be. Let's see who episode 2 is gonna be, because maybe I'll introduce... Oh, Brainbuster! I'll introduce a second, yeah, that could do it. That could do it. Guerrero on the cover! Oh, 2.9! 2.9. So next episode is Antonio... Oh, and another one! Antonio Inoki, Kota Ibushi, and Bruno Sammartino, Great Sasuke. Maybe I'll introduce a second character, and I'll play both commentators. Big clothesline, that could do it. 2 and 3, that's it, folks. That is it. Guerrero kicks out, but it's too late. It's a 17-minute victory for Riki Choshu. So your winners tonight, folks, this has been episode 1. Your winners tonight, Riki Choshu moving on, and Hulk Hogan moving on. So no updates. Well, actually, that is a slight upset. Riki, the 33 seed, Gory, the 32. Folks, thanks for joining me today. Come on back tomorrow for episode 2. It's Antonio Inoki versus Kota Ibushi, and Bruno Sammartino versus the Great Sasuke. Have a good one, folks.